Hi again, welcome to another video, and in front of us here is the engine from the Silver Puch, and I'll just show you around it. There we go. Yeah, the job in hand here is to strip the engine right down, because I've found a place quite local to me that I think will vapor blast it for me, so I can get all this all cleaned up, and then I can get it all fitted back together with new bearings and anything else it might need, and yeah, it can be all clean and ready to go back in the Puch when the frame's been painted and all the new parts have arrived, and then I can get on with that. But firstly, I do need to strip it down. Up to now I've just loosened them 4 little screw bolt things. I've noticed there's a little, someone had put a bracket there because a bit had broken off there, but we'll address that later on. So first thing first, I'm going to take the head off and cylinder and all that out. I have unloosened the flywheel, that is loose, so that'll be easy enough to get off. Just did that before, just to save me sort of banging things with a hammer and that. And yeah, so yeah, let's get this stripped down. So yeah, like I said, firstly I'm gonna unscrew the head, and what I shall do is get me little impact, which I should have got out already. I've had this all off before, you'd have seen in the Puch video when I started it up, so would help if I went the right way. Two, 3. I have drained it all out of as well, because I put oil in it when I test started it. So lost the washer, I'll find out later. So all these little bits I'm putting in a tub over here are only standard sort of 6mm nuts anyway. So we've got that off. So just get a bit of wood. There we go, and then we can just try and get this all off. There is a head gasket on there, but I don't think that's going to really be much of an issue at the moment. It's a difficult angle I'm working at here, but I might need a bit of gentle lever in there. There's not enough room in this shed. There we go. Just give a bit of, it's coming. Still needs a bit more. I can't remember. I know I took one off more, but I don't know whether I actually had this off all the way back to here before. Not sure I did. Because if you watched the video back, I put these studs in because they were well, I had stud problems, because when I got it there was one out and one half out or something like that. So just get that gasket out of the way. Yeah, I don't think I did take this off back here. I think I'm thinking about one of the other ones, but it's coming. Yeah, I can tell that hasn't been out for a while. The gasket is going to be ruined, but it'll be all new gaskets on this when it goes back together. I'm waiting to hear back from the place. It's quite local, so it'd be good if they could vapor blast it. Eventually I'll get my sandblasting setup done, but still I wouldn't have sandblasted this. It needs to be sort of wet blasted, so just look there. Nearly got it out now. And there we go. So there, yeah, you can see that I hadn't had that out before, so I must have been thinking about the other one. But yeah, that's what an E50 cylinder head looks like. So now I'm gonna just take that nut off, and then that should just fall off, which it does. I'm going to take the stator piece out, just for reference. Just get it. The gaps are there, so when I get it put back together, the gaps will be on that side. I'll do the ignition timing in the end anyway, set it, but initially I can go by them. So now we just need to flat ender ones. That screw goes probably a bit big. It is. That want to be much better. There is two washers on there. There's sort of the main washer and like a little springy type washer above there. So there's three of them holding it on, and then that should come off. Engine ran alright. So it was just a little bit, well, there was a bit of play. I could feel a bit of play on the crank. So if I'm doing a total refurb of the Moped, I don't want that. It could well be on the original bearings and seals anyway. So that just pulls out through there. There's like a little rubber grommet the other side. There, we've got that. So we've got that. So that's all off. So I think that's that in there. I will take that off now while I'm at it. Let me find the correct ones. Hopefully they'll do it. And we can get the sprocket off. Come on. I have actually bought new sprockets and chain and everything for this. This is going to go the whole way, and yeah, everything sort of new, more or less, I can put on it. We've got that off. There is another one behind as well. That might as well come off as well. Inside the engine, I'm only going to replace what I actually have to replace though, because you know it's going to stay a 50cc and everything. This one is, so no need to go over the top. So now we've done that, I can get that side round, and then I can undo them. Like I said earlier, I had unloosened these. A bit tight though, and I will probably drop a bit of oil out of here, the residue that's been left in. One. As you've just seen, I undid them and just knocked it off. So let's take that off now. Now we have the clutch. So that's the side casing, and that's actually where there should be like a little bracket type thing there to hold the cable in. It's been ground off, and they had put one in there, like a homemade one. So I'll see what way I go. I'll just decide later date on that. So I think this ring just sort of just levers sort of out. Yeah, I think it is. Make sure you sort of hook your hand round it so it doesn't spring up into your face. And then we take that off. All like that. Then I'm going to have to get an impact on it. I'll just take the gasket off in a minute. I'm going to have to get an impact on that to undo that. So I'll get one in a minute. And then get that clutch off then. And then we can start opening up the engine casing then. So I imagine this is normal thread to undo. And it was. So that came out nice and easy. So there's a nut on there. We have like a little washer. It's like a sort of bent wavy type washer. So they're going like so. See if the clutch will come out. It's actually on it's on a keyway, so might be right way, might be wrong way, but I'm going to give that a little tap on the end there. Supposed to be a way to draw that off, because I can, sorry about that, I can see where you can draw it off there. What do? Do I try and make, might be able to get my little no, that's not going to work. I could make a little piece to go in there. I did before for something else, can't remember what it was now, and that would be a much better idea than what I was just trying to do. Yeah, I'd advise not to really start bashing on there, and it's not really going to work because I'd have to sort of hold the weight on it to do that anyway. So bear with me, and I'm going to see if I can make some sort of a drawer to draw that off. So I've been making up a drawer. I haven't actually tested it yet to see if it actually will fit, but I think it will. Yeah, so what I've just gone and done is got this little plate, drilled the holes so they're in the right place to screw these in. It's a little tight. That should be okay. Screw enough. Then I'm going to put that washer, just a normal plain washer, underneath. Should be good enough. It's not perfect, but then what I'm going to do is just tighten up them without opening the spanner. There we go, everyone. And hopefully it will draw it off. I should think it's on there that tight. Hasn't actually got up to the, I think that's it actually, so I've got to unscrew them and take the nut off now. I knew there wouldn't be much hold in that. It's better than hitting the end of a hammer like I considered doing. So yeah, so let's hope that comes off now. Yep. Trying to get the light a bit better. So yep, now that's the clutch. Pretty simple. So I'll just rest at the back over here. But now we've got that. There's a circlip in there. Now we can see that. But if we angle a bit of wood a bit different, get that off. Where are they? Will I put a new clutch in it? We'll decide. This clutch drum looks like it's not the best. And where that little washer come from? I'm sure that's meant to be in there. Oh yeah, there's a clip. Clip. There's a little keyway bit. It's like a little shim type washer that goes underneath. Is that it? Yeah, then that will come off like that. So let me just put them in some sort of order for me to get that off. And there we have the internals, and we're to the air in there. That the engine, well, when the clutch engages, then it runs the gear on there. That's what gives you, it drives just a single speed. That is another shim under there, so that has got to stay on there. So I don't want to get them too mixed up. I'll just rest that over here, and I'll probably just put a cable tie around that later. So now I think we're ready to split the casing now, because I can't do no more there. Just let's check the other side again. I take it that must have come off of there. So yeah, we've got that little sort of sleeve, copper sleeve. And then actually, is there another washer on there, or isn't there? It might be a little while before I put it back together, so I just want to make sure. No, I don't think there is, so that can go in the clutch bits. On the top, there isn't actually any bolts. We're going to be undoing it from under here. And I've gone and done a stupid thing, not put on gloves again. Got oily. And there is actually oil leaking out of here now, but not too much. It's all going to have a thorough clean. It's good to go off to the glass anyway. It has to be degreased and everything. Well, they'll do it, but they'll charge, so anything to keep the cost down a little bit. Yeah, the bolts hold the engine together. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4. Oh no, there's loads more around here as well, and they're all just screw type. They're not actually spanner, so I'm not sure. I've done one. This is going to take a little while. Let's just see if one of these come undone, and then I'll do it off camera, and then I'll be back with you. Ah, that one undid all right. Don't know whether they're different lengths or anything. Actually, they're all quite loose. Thought they'd be a lot worse than that. But no doubt there'll be one. Leave that with me. I'll get them out, because there'll probably be 1 or 2 that will be tight, and then I'll put the camera back on when I'm separating, well, splitting the engine. So that was a bit of a job. They were quite hard, some of them. Probably about 4 of them were really hard to get out, and there are only 2 different lengths there, so it's easy enough to remember where they go back in, and they are only just like head like that. They haven't got a spanner head on, so that's why they're more difficult to get out. Managed to break a screwdriver trying to do it as well, but yep, that's the way it goes. So I'll put all them in the tub, and I think we're ready to split the engine now. That is like, it seems to be like a little drain bung at the bottom of the crank, so if they flood, I suppose, or if it did get water in or something, I suppose that's why that's there. I haven't got much of a clue why it's there, but that's probably why, just to drain off if it gets flooded with petrol or something. So yeah, I'm gonna just have a bit of a tidy up, then I'm gonna split the engine. before I go on, I'll just show you how I unscrewed the tight ones. I'll use this one as an example. I just did that, and on the flatter bit at the bottom, I put the adjustable on it and did it like that. And the ones I couldn't do that on, I put something through the top there, like another screwdriver, to make it like, well, for example, just like that, like a T, and then I could get a bit more leverage on. You can get screwdrivers that got a piece there where you can put something like that on there, and I must get a set because it's handy for jobs like this. But that's how I did it. They weren't stupidly tight, any of them, but they were tight enough to need to do that. So but it is only in aluminium, but all the threads seem to be good getting it out and everything, so I don't think I've got much worry there with bolting it back together. So yeah, I've had a bit of a clean up. I'm going to get on with splitting it now, and then we can have a look inside, and then I'll have to think about cleaning it up and then sending it away to get it blasted. Then I can start reassembling bits. But if the crank's all good, I can actually do that before all that anyway, because that can be done separate away from the engine casing. Now let's see if we can get this engine apart. I'm pretty sure I've took all the bolts out. I'm sure they're all, yeah, to me they look like they're all out. So I think I'll get a rubber mallet and just have a little bit of a, oh, I didn't want it to do that quite, but it's apart, as you can see. And there we go. It's a bit gunky in the bottom there, but there we have the drive cog. There's 4 bearings in this. Let's just put the gearbox part out of the way a minute. Let's have a look at this crank. So yeah, they're the 2 bearings, and that side the seal goes on the inside. That side is on the outside. So yeah, let me look. That's the flywheel side, so that gets lubricated, that bearing, from the 2-stroke oil from the fuel, and that bearing gets lubricated from in the gearbox. So we did seem to have a little bit of play on it, and there is a little bit. I'm going to pull that out now. I just need a gentle tap if I can find me mallet. There it is. There we go, it's a bit stuck. There we are, we've got that done now. So there's a stripped down casing, the top part. All feels good. The bottom end and the little end bearing in there, that all feels good. So I'm going to probably stick with this crank on this one. There's that seal there. I'm just going to take that off. So that's how they put that on that side. But anyway, I just want to make sure the way they were on. So that's that. So I'll need to get that bearing off. There is play in that a little bit. I can feel it. A little bit in that side as well. There is a circlip there I've got to take off. And see that bearing is. There's a bit of play in that one, but that one seems to be the worst one. So it definitely needed doing. So yeah, bear with me. I'm just going to have a little look at it, and then I'll be back with you with what I've decided to do. So after struggling with some poor circlip removers, which they look alright, they just wouldn't get it off, so I had to use these poor ones, and the ends fell off, wherever that may be now. There it is, got it off with them in the end. So yeah, I'll take that circlip off there. I don't believe there is anything else under there. So I'm not sure how I'm going to go about this to try and get this bearing off. I'm going for this one first. Let's just give it a little bit of a nice and easy, wasn't it? So they're all nearly off now. I can't believe the first bit popped off so easy, and then I have got another drawer. I'm going to have to use that, I think. It looks a bit overkill for it, but it's the best I've actually got. It should do the trick. Sorry if my hands are in the way. Can't believe this has been so difficult, how easy it come off in the first place. We're off. Yeah, that was a bit of a pain in the end, but as you can see, that is off now. I think it was over that little lip bit there where it's difficult. Just check, and the seal is there. There's no circlip or anything. That is one bearing. It's not that noisy, but they're playing side to side quite a lot of it, so that has had it. And then just the seal goes on this side. That flat bit goes downwards like so. So now I'll turn it round and we'll see if we can get the other side off. No seal to work against this side though. Actually, I'll turn that around so the pistons will out my way a bit. Let's hope this side goes as easy. Well, you missed that. In the end, I managed to, what I did, where are we? I drove that screwdriver in underneath to lift that fractionally, and then I levered and it come off. So yeah, it was a bit stuck. That one did get me scratching my head a little bit, but all is good. And yeah, the bearing, what's that one like? Not so much playing that. Another one's not particularly noisy, but at least it's off now, so we can get that cleaned down and get the new bearings put back on that and the new seals, and then yeah, we'll get on with taking the gear cog out. So I'll show you it when I'm back onto that. I haven't actually got a clue whether the last bit filmed or not, so you might have seen it, you might not, but this is how I've been, if you didn't see it, this is how I've been doing it, just gradually drawing it off, and there we go. We've got that one off, and I know where that goes to because there's a circlip I mentioned before, stop, which I'll leave that on there at the moment. I don't know whether the bearings are the same as on the other or not, but anyway, I'm not going to risk it, so I'll just put that to the side, and then I better get this in the vise, which I'm going to have to take a circlip off to do that, I think. So I can put it right down then, see if we can lever that off. Let's hope it comes easy, and then I'm sort of to a good point then, and then it'll be clean up job, and then sort of see if I can get this casing done, and then it'll be sort of rebuild time. I might have to, I did say the little end bearing didn't have any play, and I think it has slightly got a bit, so I might have to sort out that. I think the actual main bottom end though is good, so I'm sticking with that. It all looks straight. Actually, I looked on the online manual, and it's like the original manual you can sort of get up online, and it actually shows you how to straighten your conrod. You wouldn't believe it, would you? That they advise you to straighten it. This looks straight, it's really straight to me, so I'm happy with that. So yeah, I'm just going to take the circlip off, and then I'll get that other bearing off. So let's see if this comes off easy or not. have got a couple of options here. I've got a little drawer there, which I think might do it. So it'd be better than levering against it. So I've got this little drawer here. I forget what I bought this for. Probably for some hedge cutter or something. Let's see. Haven't got it quite central. I need to get that a bit more central than that. It's because of that actually. There you go, that's better. Can be a bit irritating sometimes to get into place. But that doesn't look bad there. I hope it just cracks and then one doesn't actually want to move. It has got to, so give it a gentle tap on the top. Sorry if it'll shake the camera a bit. See if it's made any difference. Yes, it has. Sorry about my hand in the way. It's oh, that's good because I've managed to improvise with the tools I've got to do the job. So now that's off. So I'm going to leave this here now because I've actually got everything stripped down. So next time you'll see it, I'll have all the bits like this, the crank and everything all laid out and all clean. Whether I've got the engine casing done by then, I don't know. But then we'll reinstall the new bearings on this bit and the crank, so they're all in place. And then we can start to reassemble it when I've got the casing done. But we'll just have to see how that goes. Up to now, the place hadn't got back to me, but I might phone them Monday morning and just ask, and they say they can do stuff while you wait, so it shouldn't take very long. And as it's about 15-20 miles from me, I'll just drop it off, go and do my work, and then pop back and get it later that day. That's if they can do that. So, and then we can have this back together, and that'll be an important part of the Silvia I call it, build, because the new parts should, well, I would have thought they'd have been here by now, but perhaps they're just a bit slow because they're coming from Holland, I think. And then I've got to paint the get the main thing painted, the main frame, and then reassemble everything, and it should look like a new bike really. Might do I'm not too keen on the carburetors on these, the original carburetors, so I might upgrade that, and a few little bits like that I might do, but there won't be much done there. It will look pretty much original on an R plate, which is the 1976. Like I said, the year I was born. And yeah, I doubt this one will go out too much, to be honest. Probably at the moment the purple one will be the one I use more, but yeah, I want to get it done, sit it there, and my plan is every year on my birthday to take it out on my birthday. And that's birthday as well, because it tells me the date that was registered as well. So we'll go out 2 times a year. I'll use more than that, but that's a general idea, a bit of nostalgia really. So yeah, I'm going to leave the video here. We'll just spin you around slightly. There's all the mess left on the bench. Got everything sort of organised. I'm going to get some little boxes now and put everything sort of in their place, like the clutch bits separate to the crank bits and that. So then put them all in one big box together. So I'm sort of organised moving forward. So yeah, I'm going to leave the video there. So I hope you enjoyed this strip down of this Puch E50 engine. A lot of people go through the videos fast and don't show you all them little bits like getting the bearings and that off and how long it does take, but you've seen most of that in here. So probably a bit of a long video, but you know, you've sort of seen it more or less in real time. So a couple of bits might have been sped up, but yeah, more or less in real time. And yeah, everything went okay. So yeah, like I said, that's it for this one. So thanks for watching. I'll be along with another video again soon. So bye for now.